Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Woman injured in domestic dispute in St. Catherine, partner killed by police. The police have reportedly shot and killed a man who allegedly cut a woman's throat with a knife and attacked a policeman in Bendon District, St. Catherine on Sunday. The police reportedly responded to a call about a domestic dispute about 11:30 a.m. and on their arrival, observed the woman with a wound to her throat. Her partner, who was armed with a knife, was also spotted on the veranda. He was ordered to drop the knife, but he allegedly attacked the policeman, who took evasive action and fired shots, hitting the man. The injured woman and man were taken to hospital by the police. The man succumbed to his injuries while the woman was admitted. The Independent Commission of Investigation has launched a probe into the matter. Partially decomposed body of woman found in Trelawney. The Trelawney police are awaiting forensic results to determine the identity of a partially decomposed female, which was discovered in Falmouth on Saturday. The police theorize that the woman was murdered elsewhere and dumped at the location where it was found. Reports are that the partially decayed body was discovered in bushes near Foreshore Road in the Trelawney capital by residents, who then alerted the police. The law enforcers processed the scene, after which the body was removed to a funeral home. No motive has been determined for the suspected murder. Still no reports of deaths nor significant damage after earthquake. Up to mid-afternoon on Monday, there were no reports of loss of life or significant damage to buildings and infrastructure resulting from a magnitude 5.6 earthquake that shook Jamaica. Videos and still images received by reporters show damage to some old buildings in downtown Kingston. Cracks appeared in buildings, while others have more substantial damage, such as trunks break off. In the aftermath of the quake, huge blocks of concrete from an old building at the intersection of Tower and Church Street in downtown Kingston were seen strewed along the sidewalk. Reporters also received video showing these large boulders blocking a road in Constituent Hill, St. Andrew. However, the news report was unable to verify the authenticity of the video. The quake occurred at approximately 10:57 a.m. and was reportedly felt across the island. The epicenter was located approximately 10 kilometers south of Buff Bay, Portland. The Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Haiti, United States, minor outlying islands, and Cuba also reportedly felt the impact. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness urged Jamaicans to remain calm, adding that following initial assessment, damage from the earthquake appeared minor, but he revealed that all quakes protocols have been activated. The assessment so far is that damage has been minor, but nevertheless, we're taking all precautions. All the necessary protocols have been activated, and at this point, I want to say to all Jamaicans, remain calm. It is likely that after the initial shock, there are usually aftershocks, so you want to be in a safe place, he said. That safe place may be outside until you have conducted an assessment of the building and you have determined that it is safe to re-enter the building. But the quake, which violently rocked and swift building, sent hundreds scampering outside in fright. People could be seen rushing out of Victoria Mutual Building Society office in St. Andrew, while staff and customers were seen overflow Access Financial Limited and BDO accounting building in the corporate area. Children from the Citizens Advanced Bureau Basic School on Beechwood Avenue could also be seen milling around in the schoolyard. Staff from the National Housing Trust headquarters were also gathered at Emancipation Park. There were also reports of merchandise being destroyed after the crash to the floor in several supermarkets, including Price Mart and Hilo Barbican in St. Andrew and Ramtulo in Port Antonio, Portland. The earthquake also disrupted power supply and cell phone service across the island. In a release, the Jamaica Public Service said the company is still in the process of evaluating the full extent of the damage to its power distribution network, but says initial assessment has revealed damage to several transmission and distribution lines, which resulted in the automatic shutdown of at least one substation and two generating plants as part of the system's built-in protection mechanism.
But we are basically checking across. So the city engineer, the director of planning, the engineers, we are all just receiving reports and doing what we can as we speak now. But as we get the reports, we'll send them to you. But for now, as I've said, we have some sections of some building downtown here. The building across from us, a section of it collapsed and into a walkway. Luckily, no one was there. If there would have been serious injuries. And there's another section at the intersection of Church Street and Barry Street. We looked at that also, and now we're hearing a fire somewhere along Marcus Garvey Drive. But that's where we're checking now.
2 killed in Trelawney crash. 2 people have died as a result of injuries they sustained during a motor vehicle collision involving a car and a truck on the Barcombe Road in Trelawney Monday evening. The identities of the deceased have not yet been ascertained. Reports are that about 5 p.m., a truck and a car collided head-on on the roadway. Emergency personnel were currently at the scene of the accident, which had resulted in a pileup of traffic along the roadway. The Trelawney police are investigating. Illicit drugs, weapons seized at some schools in St. Catherine South. Territorial Officer, Deputy Superintendent Paulette Baker, has revealed that several searches carried out in schools within the St. Catherine South Police Division yielded several quantities of illicit drugs and weapons. She made the disclosure during a Safety in Schools meeting at the Portmore Police Station, organized by the Jamaica Constabulary Force in an effort to minimize violence and indiscipline in schools. DSP Baker said safety has become a priority in high schools amid a spate of violence incidents in recent months. It is not by mistake why we invited members from the Drug Abuse Unit to be here to present to us, because during the search we would have come upon ganja or the different items that are not expected to be with students within school, weapons, and of course, we know we would have to see increasing violence in school in recent times, not only in St. Catherine South Division but all over the island. Since the start of the school year, some 200 schools have been visited to support conflict resolution efforts in public education institutions at all levels. Dancehall artist Kibop has died. Dancehall artist Kibop is dead, the entertainer's pastor said on Tuesday. Pastor Chris Tate of El Shaddai Prophetic Ministries told reporters that the entertainer passed away at the Kingston Public Hospital on Monday. Kibop, whose real name is Robert Lee Malcolm, was said to have been suffering from a kidney disease for the past few months and was admitted to hospital where he had been receiving treatment. Kibop rose to fame in 2014 with his catchy track, Body Specialist. A video recording of him DJing the track on the streets went viral on social media, paving the way for him to the studios in the Rags and Riches story that captivated Jamaica. His meteoric rise to stardom led to him being the closing act on Sting in December 2014 at the height of his short-lived career. Towards the end of his life, Bob was reportedly rendered homeless once more. An appeal was made back in August by social media philanthropist Donna, more popularly known as Auntie Donna, for persons to assist the entertainer who had fallen on hard times and had been extremely ill. 18-year-old man accused of stabbing another to death in St. Catherine. An 18-year-old man has been charged with murder after he allegedly stabbed a man to death with a knife during a dispute in Lakers Bend Road, Spanish Town, St. Catherine on October 6. Charged is Kishma Horton, a ramped assistant of Davis Christian Kingston 20. Dead is 35-year-old Ryan Mendez, also a ramp assistant of Seaview Gardens Kingston 11. Reports are that on Friday, October 6 about 9 a.m., Mendez and Horton had a dispute during which Mendez was reportedly stabbed 4 times with a knife. Mendez was treated at a hospital in St. Catherine before being transported to the medical facility in Kingston, where he succumbed to his injuries. Horton was arrested and charged on Sunday, October 21, following an interview in the presence of an attorney. Man shot and killed in downtown Montego Bay. The St. James police are probing the killing of a man in downtown Montego Bay shortly after 5 p.m. Tuesday. Eyewitnesses say the dead man, reportedly from a Megatop South Spring address, was shot by unknown assailants along the busy Union Street. He is the third person from South Spring to be killed by the gun in the last week. Driver charged for fatal stabbing of another in Clarendon. The police in Clarendon have charged a man for the stabbing death of another motorist during an argument after a minor hit along the Coy Road in Tollgate. Charged with murder is Christopher Sullivan, also known as Bird, a 39-year-old laborer of Ebony Park Housing Scheme in Tollgate. The deceased has been identified as 28-year-old Okan Kelly, a supermarket employee of Decoy District in Tollgate. The incident happened on Sunday. It is reported that Kelly was driving a Grey Toyota Axiom motor car along the Decoy Main Road when the mirror of his vehicle hit the mirror of the Toyota Probox being driven by the accused. Both drivers stopped and an argument developed between them, during which the accused allegedly used a knife to stab Kelly in the upper body. Kelly managed to drive himself to his house and was later assisted to hospital, where he died while undergoing treatment. The police were then contacted, and on arrival, Kelly's body was seen with stab wounds to the left shoulder, arm, and the left side of his upper back. Meanwhile, scores of tributes have been pouring in on social media platforms for Kelly, with friends and relatives describing him as a quiet and humble individual who was most undeserving of such a tragic demise. Up to October 28, the parish of Clarendon has seen an 18.2% increase in murders, having recorded some 91 homicides compared to 77 over the 2022 corresponding period. Court orders release of men held for a week without charge. A judge on Tuesday ordered the Hanover police to immediately release 2 men who spent the past week in custody without being charged with any crime. Donovan Collins, the attorney for the 2 men, said the order was made in the Hanover Parish Court after an application. A third man, who was also taken into custody in Orange Bay on October 25th, was released on the weekend without any criminal charges, Collins disclosed. All 3 men were traveling in a motor vehicle when they were arrested by the police, the attorney stated. He said his clients were first told that a senior investigator wanted to speak with them, and later that the Westmoreland police had an interest in them. But after a week in custody, he said his clients were never interviewed by detectives, placed before an identification parade, or charged with any crime. It seems this is a common practice for the Hanover police to hold citizens in custody for days without charge, identification parade, or a question and answer session. This leaves one to wonder if they understand the law of Jamaica. Collins charged. He said the men have instructed him to file a lawsuit against the police for this breach of their constitutional rights. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.